All right, folks, if you clicked on this, that was a graveyard that is part of this property. And it's got 3 different listings here in Mountain Grove. Duncan Smith in the Sticks. I sell real estate and sometimes graveyards. This particular property could be bought for 13 acres at $109,000. MLS number 60270662. 10 acres at $99,500. That's 60281355, or 5 acres at $69,900, and that MLS number is 60270735. I'm going to give you a walkabout. This is a view of the property. So you've got a little bit of hayfield here. The property line is just past those 2 trees, kind of where the leaves end. And you see you've got about 4 acres of open on this side of the road. And you've got some really good timber. We're gonna walk in that. On the other side of the road, this is your access coming into the property. So there is a neighbor right there, but you could have a really nice driveway. This lays super good. You could build a really nice house kind of in the woods. You could have 2 cabins, no restrictions, no problems here. Right, Texas, Douglas County. I'm promoting in South Central Missouri. This is Dick Wolf, or Wolf Drive, named after the Wolf family. And the counties come down through here, and really, we had about 18 inches of rain. It was crazy, and the county's already got this road in pretty good shape. There's about 1.5 acres of the 13 that's on this side of the road with power, 3-phase power. Duncan Smith in the Sticks. Like and subscribe, appreciate it very much. Keeps me encouraged to make videos. So I'm tootling on down here. There's a heck of a good spring, and there's some timber right here. There's 2 more neighbors. This dead ends just down the hill a little ways. I'm gonna shut this off and get us to the spring and then start it back up. All right, so I'm gonna walk down here. So that big pond is actually not part of the property, but there's a huge spring filling that pond all the time. And then as we walk down here, you can see the water coming around that spillway from that pond. And keeping it going, this is the kind of water you've got. There was watercress in here. Right there's the, you know, it's water, year-round water. Here's your watercress. They make salads out of that. We had 18 inches of water come through here, and you can hear it running. So, right, Texas, Douglas County, Duncan Smith in the Sticks. Like and subscribe. This is a dandy property. The property line is going to come just right where that rock wall is, right where you see the post. That is the property line, and it goes, you know, goes to the gravel road. So you've got that timber. You've got power right there, 3-phase power. This is all part of the 13-acre listing. And I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna shut this down. And so there's 3 listings on Wolf Drive, same property. We just split it up to where buyers could have what they wanted. And you can see the property line right here, it comes across. But this, you've got power right there, and you've got live water. So here we go. I'm gonna go back across the road to the bigger parcel of land. Right, Texas and Douglas County in Missouri is where you need to be. No restrictions, awesome people, law and order, things of that nature. So I'm gonna pause this and we're gonna go on over. All right, got a little bit of wind blowing here. So this is the 4 acres of open. We'll get over into the woods. Oak, white oak, black oak, red oak, post oak. This is the little graveyard. Duncan Smith in the Sticks, not dead yet. It's kind of interesting. In Missouri, if you're buried within 24 hours, you could be buried in this little graveyard if you took a notion. There's a couple rocks that I would think indicate 3 bodies. It says Walker, 1769 to 1856, and wife. So that's kind of a unique headstone. The property line, about where the end of those leaves are, I'm gonna zoom in a little. That's taking there you go. So where that leaf bed is, goes out to the main road, and then it would cut, it would cut right down through the timber. This is a square section of about 11.5 acres. And then the road takes up a little bit of your acreage, and there's about 1.5 acres where we were in that spring. But where my truck is sitting, that you could put a driveway right there. It crowns just right to have an access road. You could bring power from on the other side of the road, bring it right over to this parcel. Like I said, build a couple cabins if you took a notion right inside this tree line, or do what you want. This is right Texas and Douglas County. No restrictions, no regulations. If you want to do something, get up in the morning, go get the building materials you need, start. And it is a beautiful place to raise your family and live your dream generationally in Wright, Texas, Douglas County, in Missouri. So, kind of stepping into the woods. This is a white oak, and if you watched my videos before, white oak means the soil's pretty good. Grow grass. The grass is primarily Kentucky 31 fescue, but look at this shelf. It does have a roll to it, but you've got about 100 yards from the edge of the green grass all the way through here. You could have a really nice yard and a farm homestead on the open, and get your house and dwelling, or a couple, pull your camper in, get started, live some life here in South Central Missouri. Duncan Smith in the Sticks. Please like and subscribe. Please comment. I'm doing the very best I can, and sometimes that makes people happy, and judging from the comments, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm gonna walk over to the property line. So I'm gonna shut this down. This is the 10-acre parcel that can be bought standalone. We would cut this 10-acre in half to make a 5-acre parcel, or we would make the 13-acre listing. I see a buck rub over here. I'm gonna just kind of wander through the woods here a little. Deer season starts this Saturday. I think today's the 9th. Well, no, it's not. It's like the 11th or 12th. Anyway, here's where a deer has been. Look at the shavings. They take their antlers and try to make a rub. So I'm gonna shut this down and go over to the property line. Kind of in the woods here. Look at this walnut tree. It's a long ways from being cut, but you see another walnut there, walnut there, walnut there, walnut there, dead walnut, walnut. There's a good old sized hickory. So this bottom, for a lack of a better term, which it's got a wet weather creek running through it, has got pretty good dirt in it because we've got some walnut trees. So I'm going to continue on to the property line. Duncan Smith in the Sticks. Like and subscribe. Please comment. It just helps in the YouTube land. Get a hillbilly a little more attention on these videos. So if you could see it in your heart, I'd appreciate it. I'm going to shut this down and we'll go to the property line. All right, so we made it to the property line. These are the split rail post and some web wire. You know, this was probably put in the 50s. It is 4-point wire, but it's when they just came out with 4-point wire, I'm sure. But it's always good to have a fence on your boundary lines. Good fences make good neighbors. There is a little access, old logging road, kind of comes down through here. I'm going to widen this out. So this is kind of on top of the property, and we're further to the west, and this would be the boundary line all the way to the west, and then we would head to the east where my truck is parked. And like I said, it's a same listing, 3 categories. There's a 13-acre category, then there's a 10-acre, you could buy it, and then there's a 5-acre, you could buy it. So vacant land, timber's not been hacked up and disposed of like a lot of land listings that you would see. South Central Missouri, man, if you want to homeschool, you know, what happens on your farm is what happens on your farm. If you need help and want help, ask for it. If you want to be left alone, you'll be left alone. This is kind of a special spot in the United States of America. Wright, Texas, Douglas County, South Central Missouri. This one just north of Mountain Grove, and just has a lot to offer. Got another little buck rub coming up in here in the woods. Here's one on an oak, a little older. Here's a newer one. It's like a kind of like a rub line. Another one. So this would be probably your property line to the south on this 13-acre parcel, 10 acres. So I'm going to get back to the open and wrap this up. Alright, so I'm probably going to stop and start this video. I'm back in my truck. This is our entrance, our main entrance coming in off of the Wolf Drive to the property. And I'm going to turn right. So this is Wolf Drive as we go. And what you see is what you get. I'm going to turn it back on when we get to Clary Road. It's about half a mile straight south of us. But I'm going to turn this back on when we get to Clary. Okay, we're back on. If you made it this far, Duncan Smith in the Sticks. I'm going to try to bring you property in South Central Missouri. I'd be a very effective buyer's agent. I own a pretty decent sized farm. This is Clary Road. So it's about a mile and a half probably to MM Highway, and then you're probably about 8 minutes to Mountain Grove, to a Walmart, to Dunn, Missouri, or about 10 minutes to Kabul, about the same. But if you're thinking of buying and selling real estate, trading real estate, South Central Missouri, Duncan Smith in the Sticks is your guy. So you can private message me. Wright, Texas, and Douglas County, I'm promoting that area. Farming communities, ag-based. Mountain Grove has got a lot of churches, hairstylists, and banks. So if you need Jesus, look good, and be in debt, just kidding. Mountain Grove is a beautiful place. This field right here actually joins the property that we just looked at. It was in corn, put back in wheat. Pretty good operators own that property. So this is Clary Road. You know, pictures live, video doesn't. And I try to represent my properties to out-of-state folks to where they can make a good determination on if it's something that they want to pursue. But if you like and subscribe, that just helps me know that my actions aren't in vain. We're coming up on the MM Highway, so I'm gonna pause it and then start back up. All right, folks, so I am at MM Highway. if you have your navigation on, it's Millimeter Highway, just north of Mountain Grove, Missouri. So I gave the prices early on. Probably watch me go again. So for the 5 acres, we're at $69.9. The 13 acres were at $109, and the 10 acres were at $99.5. If you've made it this far, liking and subscribing would make me happy. And over and out. I'll see you on another YouTube video next week. Have a good day. Be blessed. Eyes back. So this is about maybe 3 to 4 miles from Clary Road, and we're coming on to Highway 60. So we're about an hour and 10 minutes from Springfield. That is S&H Farm Supply. If you were to go just a little bit further up, you've got a Weir Ford dealership. Mountain Grove is a trade center, and this is L&R Industries. Apparently they make reels for plastic pipe. But I am going to shut this down and head into the office and get it uploaded. YouTube and Duncan Smith in the sticks. We getting it done. Have a blessed day again. Over now.